Sherman podcast. Have a seat. We're going to talk your ear off. Super neat quizzes and games. While fun, you will think. Rhett and Linku when we're done. A couple with too much time to talk. A podcast by randos. What a shock. But join us for the chaos. Welcome back to the Sherman podcast. Sorry we missed last week again.
Yeah,
but
we do that sometimes.
Yeah, but we're coming back stronger than ever.
We got all of this. We were just at H-Mart,
yes.
Which, for those who do not know, H-Mart is a gigantic supermarket chain.
Yeah.
That sells specifically Asian food. And so we got like this Kitkat. This is apparently sweet potato flavored Kitkat.
And
perfect
also for Thanksgiving, which is in a few days from of the time of us filming this.
Apple pie, I think, flavored Kitkat.
And I got these chips. It's called Lonely God, which is like, he doesn't look he looks happy. So it's like, what's his story? What's his lore? Put it in my mouth.
So
I promise it's not vor. So this is, I was thinking about that on the way to the car.
Oh my God.
This one is like chicken flavored, and this one, it's so funny because like that's just clearly like a real picture of food, and then this one just has like this cartoon and I have no idea what it is. This one, according to the signs, this one's chicken and this one's barbecue. So I got both of these flavors. I also got, not a snack, actually more of a meal. I'm gonna have this first. It's called spicy pork kimbap, and I've had it before. It's absolutely delicious. It is honestly, to me, it's kind of like sushi, but without fish, with a different kind of protein, which is like something out of my greatest dreams / fantasies, because I love sushi. I love the rice. I love seaweed. I love everything in sushi besides the fish. Like, I always get sweet potato sushi, and I've always been like, oh, you know what? I love sweet potato sushi. I love avocado sushi. I really, really want it with another meat, and here we go. We have it. It's here. It's real.
Is this our first mukbang
ever
podcast?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
I mean, this is a long time coming. I feel like
we are both very obsessed with food.
We're
so
very obsessed with food. And also, let's look how beautiful this is for a second. And we also love talking about food. And we also love having great conversations while eating food. It's the best. Let me know how that is. I'm gonna take a big bite of this.
I'm gonna try the sweet potato Kitkat first. Just because it seems more appropriate to eat sweet potatoes before you eat the apple pie, you know?
How is it?
It's good. It doesn't really taste anything like potatoes.
Well, sweet potatoes don't taste like potatoes.
Or, sweet potatoes.
Weird. Other thing I love about this, there's a little bit of a kick to it at the end. And also, all the things in here, this is like just like the biggest roll ever. I did it in one bite, which I'm a maniac, but there's so many different consistencies in here too.
I think with the sweet potato, it's like the white chocolate whatchamacallit, coating just kind of overpowers any other flavor there is, so it just tastes like a white chocolate Kit Kat to me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping
It's not bad.
that, well, but you know, when you get like a fun flavor,
It tastes like really weird, and I'd be like, what? But
I hope that apple pie satisfies your needs.
Yeah. Come on, apple pie. I'm counting on you. Here we go. It's got a little ghost saying, no.
What? Why is it saying? Oh no, I think it might be saying. Yeah, no, wait, it's saying no. That's so weird.
No. Don't eat this. Ooh, these ones are purple. They're nice and purple. All right.
Is that what you were looking for?
That's exactly what I was looking for.
Can I taste it to see if it's what I hope for too? Oh, immediately.
That actually tastes like apple pie.
So much apple. That is a winner. I hope this is year round. Like a limited time thing.
Because it seems like it's like, so on the big packaging it says Halloween.
That's
Can you
amazing.
read that? Can try it. Yeah, Halloween break.
I need to go get some air conditioning up in here. Honestly, like as much as I love a regular Kit Kat, a good classic regular Kit Kat, I think I like this better.
I think this is the way to go for Kit Kat.
Yeah. Like there's the full potential of the format. Rhett and Link has this series called Will It Blank. I'm not sure if they've ever done a Will It Kit Kat, but I feel like it would almost be impossible for them to create a Will It Kit Kat because where in Asia do these Kit Kats originate from? Do we know? Wherever these Kit Kats are from, they already did a Will It Kit Kat and they almost succeed every time.
I'm guessing Japan.
Yeah.
This looks more like Japanese,
Yeah.
whatchamacallit, script.
Yeah. Characters.
Characters. I took Mandarin
We
when I
both
was
took Mandarin.
when I was in 7th grade. It's back when I was like 12 years old. I remember just enough about it to kind of be able to differentiate between like Mandarin Chinese characters versus Japanese. So I think Japanese, the script, it tends to have a lot more like curves. Whereas Chinese, it tends to be a little bit more straight lines, and curves are a bit more rare.
And I feel like, just based on what I've seen, Chinese characters tend to be a lot more complicated.
Yeah, especially if you're talking about like traditional characters, because there's traditional and simplified. Simplified
I learned
is
simplified.
Yeah, simplified is, I think that's like the majority of the population writes and reads with simplified.
And
but
simplified still isn't very simple, by the way, if you're
Yeah.
wondering.
Traditional, it's like, it looks absolutely beautiful when it's written down when you see it, but it's very, very complicated, much more complicated to write with traditional characters. That kimbap smells so strongly.
It's so good. I heard, now I'm not sure if this is true, but one of my Chinese teachers once told me that there are people in China who want to kind of get rid of the characters altogether and only write in pinyin, which is, pinyin is basically the pronunciations. So they have to learn like different consonants and vowel sounds so that like when you're learning each character you can see how it's pronounced too, because I mean the character, unless you memorize the character, it doesn't really tell you how to pronounce it for the most part. Some of them have special particles as well. Oh my gosh, the language is so interesting.
It's really fascinating. The only reason I'm not asking to eat some of your kimbap is just because I have a lot of seafood allergies, and there's a lot of really, really delicious seafood that I'm unfortunately allergic to.
And while this doesn't have seafood in it, it's like if there's any cross-contamination, Benny boy here is gonna have to take some Benny drill.
I'm gonna just real quick go into anaphylactic shock. Yo.
I am experiencing anaphylactic shock. Who's Anna?
I am going into anaphylaxis.
Anaphylactic. She sounds hot. That would be such a good drag name.
Oh, jeez.
Welcome to the stage, Anaphylactic.
That would be for like, what's it called? Boulay Brothers Dragula.
Stop. That would be
That would be a
perfect for that.
great name for someone competing on Dragula.
Boulay Brothers Dragula is... I like it for the most part, but then their punishments really freak me out because it's like, it's a combination. This is exactly how I'm just going to describe it. It's like a combination of... I don't want to say RuPaul's Drag Race because like not everything drag is RuPaul's Drag Race, you know? But it's a combination of drag and like Fear Factor.
Yeah. And it's like entirely Halloween themed.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
Just spooky
they've
themed.
started streaming it on Shudder.
Yeah.
Which, for those who don't know, Shudder, I highly recommend it if you're like a horror movie fan. It's basically Netflix, but only horror movies. And it's just great. I like it.
Is it a subscription?
Yeah.
Is it cheap or no?
It's fairly cheap. I think it's like $6 a month.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, it's not. It's
doable.
really not too bad.
Lonely God. Well, what is that? Lonely God. What's the lure? Put it in my mouth. Promise it's not for.
Gosh.
Immediately, I just want to smell it. It smells like it would be like a spicy chip. Take it out. Present itself. Present yourself.
Let me sniff.
It's like the overexposure with it.
Interesting.
Dink it and sink it. Dink it. Sink it. Very mildly powdered, so I feel like I need to take another bite of it.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad. But for a bag that has a plate of chicken in front of it, I was expecting actually a stronger punch of flavor. So I'm going to stick more than one of these in my mouth to see if I can get that flavor that they were promising me. It's definitely proteiny.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet too. Ooh. It's interesting. Like, this is one of those things where you're just going to keep going in for more. It's peppery.
This is addictive.
It's peppery. You taste that? Like, when you're used to having chips, at least here in North America, I'm used to having them with salted. But this is interesting and very different than what I've had before. Jump into the second lonely God. What's your lure? Put it in my mouth. Promise it's not lore. Even better a third time. Basically the same. Smell. Looks very similar. Think it.
I can't tell the difference between these two.
The flavor is so different though. What the hell?
Let me try.
It's supposed to be barbecue. One second. Just make sure that there's no...
This isn't like shrimp flavored.
No, that's what I'm checking right now.
Oh, your mom's calling it.
It doesn't taste like... Oh, it's spicy, and it doesn't taste like barbecue. Or at least not the barbecue I usually have. One second. Have one of those. I really want to see your reaction.
All right.
Hey, Mom. No, we're gonna come back. Anyways. Eating some fun snacks, filming a podcast. Just in the car. Just hanging out in the car. Yeah. Anyways, I love you. I'll see you soon. Are you home right now? Oh, okay, cool. Then I'll see you later. Love you. Bye-bye. Isn't that weird?
This is very weird.
I like it. I mean, this would be one that I would go for more as like a comfort thing. It's sweet. It's, you know, this one's sweet and simple, and this one, like, this one confuses you because it says it's barbecue. It's not. Unless barbecue means something very different.
It's got this slight spice to it.
And it's like, I'm trying to describe exactly how it tastes in my mouth immediately. It's like, I don't even know how to describe that. That is a flavor I've never had before. I'm not mad about it, but it bothers me that I can't identify it. It's like kind of like vegetable-y, maybe?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like almost like spicy fried vegetable dish kind of thing.
Yeah, but what vegetable? Wow. That's so... They look literally... I'm just also very shocked that they look this identical and can taste so different.
Yeah, I really can't tell the difference between the two.
I mean, I think... You can smell the spice in this one, I guess. Like, if I was put in a Saw situation, you know, like, would you like to play a game?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, eat the one that came in the purple bag. Like, what would I use to identify it? Very confusing. I think dare I say, stan Lonely God chips. I think they're really good. And this would be great. Sorry for my viewers who get uncomfortable by this subject matter. But these would be a great chip for the munchies. Period. Wouldn't they be?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was drunk or intoxicated in any sort of way and wanted a snack, this would be the one.
Yeah.
So let's save some of these. Let's save some of these. Let's save some of these. I still have to finish my Kimbap anyway. But
I'm gonna try one more of these sweet potato KitKats. I wanna give it a chance, you know?
These are good. These are really good. So we have been to H-Mart quite a couple of times. We've gotten mochi here. We've gotten... What are those pastries that we usually get called? The ones that are shaped like fish but filled with like a custard or cream.
I'm not sure. They're just like
They're
fish
very good.
buns.
They're very, very good. I've gotten these very cake-like rolls with like a very thin filling that goes into like this swirl thing. I've of course gotten my dragon fruit from here. I love dragon fruit. Some people say it's very bland, but I think it's just super refreshing and beautiful. And I just got a text from New York saying travel increases chances of getting and spreading COVID-19, which of course I know. Yo, if you're traveling out of the state or out of the country as cases are going up,
why are you all in airports right now?
what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, that stresses me out beyond belief. Like, I want to keep this episode light and fun, but like, living in New York recently has been, let's actually keep it here, bull. It's been ridiculous how, like, people think it's getting better when everything points to it getting worse. You know what I mean? Like, yes, we have like brand new treatments, we are getting the vaccine, and it's so important that we're doing these things, but it's still not accessible to us, and it's still just as viral as it was when it started.
Yeah.
Chill. Literally, we just need to chill for like, based on what I've been hearing, I think we only need to chill for like 3-4 more months. And with how long we've been in this, like, it's no amount of time. It'll go by like this. Cope. Talk to your loved ones and your therapists. We have technology, you know. But like, stay the fuck inside. What are you doing? I say as after we get into... Okay, H-Mart's different. But like traveling, going inside other people's houses.
Traveling, that is really not safe right now.
Oh my gosh, I just can't imagine. Couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Like, I flew into New York like 2 months ago, and this is the first time that I will be spending Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's away from my family, just because I don't think it's safe or worth it to fly back to the West Coast right now.
Also, I feel like it was, I feel like it was also the plan from the beginning that we were going to spend those holidays.
Yeah. But like, especially now.
Even if there was a possibility where we can both go and still celebrate together, just like in a different state, it would not be possible right now.
That's not what I'm about, Chief.
We stand responsibility.
So I'm just gonna sneak one more of these chips. Is there an addictive.
They're really good. Lonely God, man. We gotta try even more flavors from Lonely God.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad we know what it's called. And I'm glad you saw our live reaction. This is a great episode. I love food. I'm trying to think of other things that we've gotten from H-Mart. Here's a question I want to pose to the viewers while we're thinking about this. If you can eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what kind of food would you eat? And I always easily answer this question. I'm like hibachi. I love it. I love Japanese cuisine. I know kimbap isn't, and I will miss it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I will still mourn my other foods because I eat a lot. But hibachi, like, I always go back to it. It's also straight up an art form as well. Sorry, continue.
I love a lot of Japanese and Chinese foods. Oh man, I remember going to like a dim sum restaurant back in Oregon with my parents. Years and years ago. I think this is before I went into college. God, it was so good, so good. I love dim sum. It's kind of a shame because I'm allergic to so much seafood, which is such a huge part of a lot of Asian cuisine.
Well, the thing is, Asian cuisine, I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like the culture is just so surrounded by food, using food to like connect with people and stuff. They use a lot of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even, like, it's not that I'm allergic to seafood, I just don't like seafood. It's like the one food I don't know, I think it's like, it's not a texture thing, I think it's a flavor thing. I just don't like the taste of fish. The only seafood I like actually is conch. I'll get into that later, but let me continue my train of thought that I was on. And I'm still able to try so much within it because they do every other protein. They do so much with noodles and rice and vegetable. Yeah. I mean, if you don't like one specific type of food, like with it, like, oh, I don't like rice, or oh, I don't like rice makes up a lot of Asian cuisine, but you'd be able to find something else because they have so much food. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. What's I talking? Oh, can I describe conch for a second? Because I think it's are you allergic to mollusks?
No, I'm not allergic to mollusks.
Is conch a mollusk or is it a crustacean?
It's mollusk.
It is a mollusk.
Mollusk. It's mollusk.
Okay. So so is conch a mollusk or a shellfish? Because I really want you to have it if you're able to have it. So basically a conch is, it kind of almost looks like a snail out of like a conch shell, but they call it conch. I had it in Turks and Caicos, which is one of my favorite places in the world. I mean, it's just so perfect in every way.
Oh, it's a mollusk.
So you can have it. It's so good. They like cut it out of the shell and they literally just chop it up. You don't cook it at all. You just chop it up straight out of the shell and put it in a salad, and it almost absorbs all of the flavor from the salad, and the flesh itself is so sweet. It's so good. Oh, and like on the beach with your alcoholic punch. Oh my gosh, I'm so spoiled, but it's really good. Wow. I swear, like, it looks really like, oh, why would I eat that? But oh my god, does that have eyes?
Your noises are so funny.
It has eyes. The ones that I had didn't have eyes.
Aw.
But yeah, it looks very much not alive. But anyway, they chop it up and they put it in the salad, and it's really good, Ben. I'm so excited that you can have it.
Yeah.
So once we can travel, not now, because we're not irresponsible, we will have the conch together. I thought you were having another chip. I was like,
no.
Stop. Ben, tell me more about foods that you like. Well, I could go on tangents. I'm so passionate about it.
Well, let's see. I have had frog legs before in France, which is one of the weirdest things that I've ever eaten.
I believe I had frog legs too, but I couldn't get past it because it was so like chewy.
To me, frog legs and also like snails, escargot, it's kind of just flavorless.
Oh.
It tastes really bland to me. It's the kind of food that like you really need to have like some sort of like dipping sauce with it.
You have to try Kong. I'm telling you, like, it'll change your view about mollusks. Am I saying it right?
Mm-hmm.
What was I saying before?
We're saying mollusks.
I think I like that's one of the things.
Like
where
a mullet.
I flip back and forth. Mollusks. I don't know. It like sounds the same in my head. You see me subtly pose for a thumbnail as I was eating. That was ridiculous. I didn't even know what I was doing.
You're ridiculous.
Oh, weird question. For the viewers and for us, you know how there's different flavors like sweet, salty, sour? You have to get rid of one of the flavors.
Sour.
Really?
I've never been able to eat sour foods. It's not my thing. I do not like sour.
I would go for, I don't know what the difference between sour and bitter is, but I feel like I would get rid of bitter.
Bitter is like black coffee.
Yeah.
Is bitter.
Like vodka, I guess could be bitter.
Probably. I guess I'd describe it as bitter.
I'd get rid of, I would freaking for sure get rid of bitter. I would throw down shots like even more of a champion. I already throw it down like a champion. Let's get started on our journey home, but let's continue talking.
Yeah. Wait, where'd the cap go for that?
Underneath. Underneath.
Oh, it's underneath. Oh, you're just handing it to me so that I can close it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I see how that works.
Oh, okay. I need to know if this is relatable to anybody else. Who here has the directional capability of a peanut? Because I do. I can get anywhere without the directions. It's embarrassing. So my family is so obsessed with calories and stuff like, oh, you're going to regret eating that later. And let me tell you something, I never do. Like, they've always talked about, like, oh, you're going to regret eating that. I'm like, no, actually, it tastes really good. I don't really care.
I'd actually regret not eating that, you know?
Literally.
It looks good.
Literally. And even if I ever get to the point in my life where I'm like, okay, like, as a choice to myself, I want to slim down. Like, I probably will not change my diet that much. I think I'd just get my ass on a treadmill. And right now, I have no desire. Like, some people have that desire. That's fine for them as long as you're not, like, dictating what other people do with their life.
Yeah.
Like, the only person that should tell you, like, oh, you need to eat more, or, oh, you need to make some restrictions, should be a doctor. And even then, I'm gonna say it, I mean, sometimes even doctors have biases. You know what I mean? Like, if it's actually, like, something's wrong with your heart, something is, like, you've developed an eating disorder, obviously, those are things that should be taken seriously. But if somebody's just like, oh, you don't look good, it's like, oh, well, that's so crazy to me because I don't exist for you to fucking gaze at me. If you don't like the way I look, you don't have to look at me at all, actually. So, straight here or this way?
We're turning right.
Oh, thanks. People are so nosy. I hate people who think that they know what's best for everyone. You know what I mean? Like, there's some things that apply to everyone, like, okay, don't hurt people, don't hurt yourself. But it's like, who are you to say that chicken wings are gonna hurt me? They've never hurt me. They've made me very happy. So, screw you. Like, I can only make that choice for myself. No one else can make that choice for me.
Yeah, unless it's like actually causing real health problems.
That's
for
what
you.
I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you've developed health problems or an eating disorder, those are things that should be taken seriously. Please take care of yourself. But if somebody's just like, oh, well, I know nothing about you, but I think that this would be what's good for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's just upsetting.
It's just extremely rude.
Mm-hmm. It's so sad because, like, I genuinely like to think, actually, what's in between an optimist and a pessimist? Just a mist? I'm a mist. I'm a mist.
It's just the mist and smoke.
So I don't know. Like, I'm not always super a downer, but like when I think of things like that, I'm like, damn, people annoy me so much. They really do. It's like, it's so hard for some people to mind their own business.
Yeah.
And I feel like internet culture, and I've been guilty of this myself, is like, if somebody says something mean to you or mean to somebody else, then it's like, oh, I know you're not talking with your stupid, ugly face. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, okay, so they shamed somebody else's appearance, so to teach them that that's not good, we shamed their appearance. And it sometimes seems like the easiest route to go. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there are some men specifically that I see on the internet who like always try and tell women how to act, but they're not a gem at all. Like, they're very, you know, I mean, there's no other nice way to say this, but they're like greasy looking, gross looking, look like they don't bathe, they like, you know, they don't look like nice people at all. Physically, emotionally, anything. So you can be like, oh wow, you're so miserable, like, get help. Or you can try and hurt them back. And let me tell you something. In the moment, you might be like, yeah, I stuck it to them. But it's just like, they're going to call you something back until one of you ends up blocking each other. It's like, on the internet, it's... I mean, I know this is such a basic lesson, but it's just like, don't engage.
Yeah.
Don't engage. It's a lesson that I have to teach myself as well. I swear. Like, it gets kind of exhausting, and even in the moment, if you think it doesn't affect you, like, you might reflect on it in months, years, whatever, and be like, wow, I wasted a lot of my time attacking people who, like, I shouldn't have even given a second of my time to.
Yeah.
That kind of came out of nowhere, but, like, when I was talking about people telling other people how to live, I had such a clear image of, some like internet like random dudes that I've gotten into arguments with, and like my biggest regret is just like not muting them or blocking them or whatever. Because the thing is, like, it's harder to ignore when somebody says it about you, but like I will almost get just as pissed off if I see someone else just like minding their own business or just living or being like, hey, this is what I'm eating for dinner today, and somebody being like, are you sure you need that, fatty, or something? And like, it doesn't have to be directed to me for me to be really pissed off about it, but it's like, everyone just needs to block these people.
Yeah.
Like, that is the quickest way into not thinking about them anymore. And if somebody upsets you, the quickest thing you want to do is ignore them, which will annoy them and make you happy. That's it, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry for that little tangent about trolls, Ben.
It's okay. I don't think we really went into this knowing exactly what we were going to talk about.
Well, I knew we'd talk about food since we were eating it. We were doing a little mukbang. Ben's very good at, I feel like for the most part you're very good at, customizing your... I really bore you a lot during these podcasts.
No, not at all.
I feel like you're very good at customizing your internet experience. Like, you'll see things that piss you off, and it might piss you off for a while, but you don't fester in it longer than you have to by giving into it.
Yeah.
You really, I think that's like one of the greatest things about you being non-confrontational. Are you okay?
Yeah, I don't know why, I'm just yawning a lot right
About you being non-confrontational? Why the fuck are you yawning while I'm talking?
I'm not aggressive, I'm passive aggressive.
Damn, man.
No, I've just kind of realized over the years, I'll like see like a thread on Reddit or something, and I'll just like see like the way the title is worded and be like, okay, well, that's obviously going to get into a whole bunch of political arguments, and I really could not care less about the political opinions of a bunch of random assholes on Reddit. So I'm just gonna not click on that.
It's so true. It's like, I mean, you have people who express these things online and probably know they're just saying it to annoy people, A. B, maybe this is actually how they are and they'll never act on it, or C, I mean, the terrible third option is that they're like actual, like, creeps that would say this shit in real life. But it's like, either way, out of any of those options, it's like, you'll never see this person, probably. You'll never be forced to have an interaction with anybody that you don't want to have an interaction with. Just so pointless. Like,
exactly.
It absolutely zero bearing on your life.
And it's like, if you do decide to get into like an argument with someone online, it's like you're not going to change their mind. You are going to get really pissed off about it.
And on top of it, you might end up just out of pure anger stooping. I don't want to say to their level. Like, I hate when people say that. Like, the person who instigated is always worse in my book. Yeah. But like, but you know, stoop to a level that you don't want to. Like, there was just one time I was in an argument and somebody said to somebody else something like, okay, 50 followers. And then I said something to them like, well, I have more followers than you, so shut the fuck up. And I was like, wait, I didn't like that initial point. Why? like I hated that people are like that. Oh, well, I clearly know more about you because more random people follow me on the internet.
Yeah.
It's like, you know who else had a lot of followers? Exactly. I was gonna say HIT, and my phone was just like, bye. You know what I mean? This stupid rig.
It's really kind of the worst.
Yeah, honestly. But it's like, are these like phone things meant to be garbage so you can keep buying more? Because literally the last one, which was the more expensive one, which was the nicer one, we had to take off for 1 second and now I can't stick it back.
Yeah.
It's either,
I think they are designed for that.
It's so annoying.
That planned obsolescence.
Ooh, wonderful word. Can you give a definition? Like
obsolete. That's like when something it's useless and has no purpose anymore.
Obsolescence.
So like planned obsolescence means that like the company that like built this thing, we're planning on it becoming useless down the line, so that like consumers will buy more of the new version of that product.
Kind of like iPhones.
yeah, literally, like Apple is like the poster boy for planned obsolescence.
Literally, because the thing is, the product is so useful when it works correctly that like you feel like you can't live life without it, and then you know, you update your phone and it freaking breaks, and then you're like, oh no, I need the newest update so it doesn't break. But it's like, no, but it will break once 2 more models come out, or even 1.
Yeah. That was me with my old iPhone. Because I had like this iPhone 6 for ages and ages.
Kelly still has, I think, like an iPhone 6. I'm like, girl, how is it not braked?
Honestly, I think it's older than that.
It might be an iPhone 5.
It's like an iPhone 4 or 5.
That's crazy. Oh, Kelly.
It's an ancient phone.
Yeah, it only has 1 camera. So you know. When did the freaking more than 1 camera become the norm?
I don't know.
So
I guess,
dumb.
Was it the iPhone 10, I think? Might have been the first one to have multiple cameras.
Now it has
maybe it was like the 8 or something.
I have the 10, so I have 2 cameras. And now, which one started having 3 cameras?
That's 11.
Oh, is that a hawk? There's a hawk. No, the hawks were gone because it's winter.
I'm an albatross. I'm an albatross.
I'm flapping my albatross wings. Damn, I gotta look out for Melody now. My dog's so small, so every time I let her out in the backyard, I have to look in the sky to make sure that a hawk doesn't...
God, Are you serious, phone holder? Jeez. It's falling out literally just because of the normal shaking from just being on the road. That's just slowly been pushing it off.
It looked like it was like looking down. I'm like, hey, my eyes are up here, asshole. So as I was saying, I get so scared taking my dog out for like a normal run around outdoor dog experience because these hawks are like 2 times, actually more than that, like probably 3 times bigger than her.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. So I gotta tell the fam that.
Advantages to having a slightly larger dog.
You're so rude. Like, it's not Melody's fault that she's small. I think she's the cutest, like, little cutie.
I've been telling her to get bigger for years now, and she just ignores me.
He literally does. He goes up to my dog and he's like, you need to grow up. I'm like, you stop, like, bullying my dog? Like...
It's okay. She still loves me.
Yeah. She doesn't know anything. She's
like
so dumb.
The other night, it was so funny. She was specifically coming up to me, like, constantly and, like, shoving her little face under my foot so that I would, like, start petting her.
You said that's so funny. Shoving her little face under my foot. That's funny.
That's what she does. She tries to, like, burrow underneath your foot when you're just sitting down.
Yeah, because
that's how she gets attention.
You know, when I was little and when she was little, I would, like, pet her with my feet. And now she loves that. So now even when I'm standing, this will be my foot and she'll be like... Yeah. And she'll, like, use her nose to bury under my foot and push it up so I could forcefully pet her. Anyways, this was such a fun episode.
Very fun episode.
We are approaching our destination, so I am going to say...
Goodbye.
That was so stupid.